All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me for a restorative yoga class. After our yoga class, there's also going to be 15 minutes of optional journaling. Once a month, I like to offer a class where we kind of reflect on the month that has passed and then, look to the changing season ahead. So for this class, you don't need any fancy yoga props. You don't need any prior yoga or writing experience, but you'll want either a yoga mat or a carpeted area, and then some household props like pillows, and also a blanket, which I just realized I forgot. So you will want either a yoga strap, a blanket, or you could also use like a long towel or even a belt, because at one point we'll essentially loop a towel and kind of like stretch our leg holding onto the towel. So again, no fancy yoga props, just a couple different size pillows, blanket, and if you want to stay for journaling afterwards, you can have a journal and pen nearby. If you don't want to write, but you want to listen and just kind of like think about the prompts that I share, you're also welcome to just stay in like a long final Savasana and listen in. Okay, so we're going to start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. You can sit crisscross applesauce or in Sukhasana, easy pose with one foot in front of the other. We're just going to take a moment here and maybe rock back and forth, side to side. Feel your sit bones firmly grounded in the floor. You can close your eyes for a moment and take a nice slow breath in through your nose and out through your nose. And as you breathe, just feel your body rising and falling with every breath. Just starting to come into your body, come into your breath, starting to arrive in your yoga practice. So restorative yoga is a gentle floor-based style of yoga where we will use props like pillows and blankets to hold us up. It's similar to yin yoga in that it's pretty slow moving, but in yin yoga, the goal is to work into like tendons and ligaments and tissue, versus in restorative yoga, the goal is really just to allow yourself a space to relax, to stretch, to breathe. It's not so much about like getting the deepest stretch or even taking the deepest breath. It's really just about enjoying your own company and taking some time just for you. So at the beginning of class, as you breathe through your nose, I'll pose the question to you: what is it that you would like restored in your life? It could be a sense of calm or of joy or of creativity, whatever comes to mind. And whatever it is that you're, seeking a little bit of restoration with in your life, just hold on to that throughout class. And if at any point you find that you're pushing yourself to an uncomfortable point, or maybe doing something that doesn't feel good to your body, just come back to this notion of what it is that you want restored. Okay, if your eyes are closed, you're slowly going to open your eyes, inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through your nose, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in through the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out through the nose, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going slow, inhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. Mess that up. Inhale for 10. And when you're ready, slowly exhale for 10. Inhale slow for 10. Exhale slow for 10. Last one, inhale to a count of your choice. And whenever you're ready, you'll just match that exhale. And from there, just return your breath to normal, in and out through your nose. On your next inhale, sit up nice and tall, stretch the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Exhale through your nose, tilt your right ear towards right shoulder, stretching the left side neck. And it's worth noting that I'm not mirroring you, so it might look like I'm moving my head to the left when in fact I am moving my head to the right. You are welcome to follow my words or my body movement throughout class. I will do the right side first unless I forget, which sometimes happens. As you're ready, slowly roll your head down, chin to chest, and let your head hang heavy. Sit up tall, so you're not leaning forward, it's just the head that relaxes down. Good. From here, roll your left ear towards left shoulder, stretching the right side neck. And you might notice that this side feels a little or a lot different from the other side. It does for me. We're not symmetrical, and that's okay, right? You're just getting a nice stretch. Good. Slowly roll your head down, chin to chest. Let your head hang heavy again. And this time, roll your head back up, look straight ahead, lift your nose, lift your chin, looking up and back. Never force the head to drop back. Just looking back, one day head goes back. Good, slowly roll your head back up to center, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, look over right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look over right shoulder. Good, slowly unwind, come back to center. On your breath in, stretch up. And on your breath out, bring your chin over your left shoulder, looking back for the wall behind you. Notice if you're twisting your whole spine, just move your head at the top of class. We'll move the rest of the spine in a moment. On the breath in, lengthen up. And on the breath out, bring your chin over your shoulder, look back. Good, slowly, carefully unwind. Keep your left leg bent, kick your right leg out. So right leg out as far as you want. Place your right hand outside of your right thigh and reach your left arm long overhead for a nice side body stretch. Notice if you're leaning way forward or way back. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips. You're just starting to wake up your spine, stretching left side body, gently compressing right side body. Try to lengthen through the left arm, drop your left shoulder down. Good. Slowly come up to center, bend your right leg in, kick your left leg wide. The further out you bring the left leg, the more you'll feel an inner thigh stretch. Take your left hand outside of left thigh and reach your right arm overhead. Bring the left rib cage a little forward, pull the abdomen in slightly, lengthen through the right arm, drop the shoulders down, reconnect to your breath. Good. Come back to center, keep your left leg out. Right leg out, put your hands on the floor, stick your butt out a little bit, and this time walk forward just a little bit so your back stays long. Roll the shoulders back and down, press your chest forward, just stretching the inner thighs. We'll get to longer held postures in a moment, but at the beginning of class, we're just kind of waking up the body. Good, slowly walk your hands back in. This time, bring your legs together, feet in front of you. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Beautiful. You can have your hands on either sides of your thighs, your knees, your calves. If you have a long torso and short legs like I do, you might be able to catch your feet, but remember, the goal of this class is not necessarily to get the deepest stretch of all time. The goal of this class is really just to reconnect with yourself, take some time to relax, take some time to breathe. What a joy. Good, walk your hands back in, sitting up tall. Bend your legs again, sitting either crisscross applesauce or in Sukhasana with one hand in front of the other. Inhale, sweep with one foot in front of the other. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. This part is the most coordination we're going to do. Exhale, take left hand to right knee, right hand close behind you like a second spine. Left hand to right knee, right hand close behind you. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, pull abdomen in, look over right shoulder twist. So now the whole spine twisting. On the breath in, lengthen. On the breath out, look out, twist. Good, slowly unwind, come back to center. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, place right hand on left knee, left arm close behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, look over left shoulder, twist. So the spine moves in 6 different directions, right, left, backward, forward, twisting to each side. We will do all of those multiple times today. On the breath in, lengthen up. On the breath out, look back and twist. Good, slowly, carefully unwind. Last in our little warm-up series are some seated cat-cows. So place your hands on your knees. I'll show you from the side. We're just gonna articulate our spine. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, seated cat pose, meow, round your spine like an angry cat, drop your head, chin to chest. So you're extending through the spine, compressing through the abdomen, pull the abdomen in, drop your head, relax your shoulders. This is cat pose, meow. On your next inhale, cow pose, you're gonna move your abdomen forward, stick your butt out a little bit, bring your chest forward, look up and back, roll the shoulders back and down. So now it's an extension to the front of the body, gentle compression to the spine. Exhale, cat pose, move at your own rate, pull the abdomen in, drop the head down, tuck your tailbone under. So think about ribs to hips, hips to ribs, belly button to the wall behind you. Drop your head, keep your shoulders out of your ears. Cow pose, inhale, move your chest forward, hips back, roll the shoulders back and down, looking up and back as you open through your heart space. Last round, work at your own pace. You're gonna round your spine first, cat pose. Good, and then as you're ready, you're gonna move into your cow pose, looking up and back. Nice, come back into a neutral position, turn, lie on your back. And if you joined a little bit late for this class, you will want some household items like a couple different size pillows, and also either a yoga strap, a lawn blanket, towel, or belt. So if you don't have a lawn blanket, towel, belt, or yoga strap nearby, you can go ahead and get one now. We're going to take a moment. You need to do that, right? Everyone else, we will just take a little Savasana here for a moment. So lying on your back with your arms down by your side, letting your feet fall open, and really just feel the back of your head against the floor, your shoulders, your hips on the floor. Just taking a moment to let everything stretch out and realign. Breathing in and breathing out. So at the beginning of class, we really focused on our breath. We did some even breathing where we matched our exhale with our inhale. And if any point in class you find that your practice is kind of running away from you or your mind is starting to wander, you can just return to your breath. And that's a really powerful tool for just letting your body know that it's safe to be here, right? Safe to be in class. Okay, hopefully by now you've got, again, a blanket, a towel, a belt, or a yoga strap. So I'm going to sit up for a moment and show you. You're going to make your prop long here. And the idea is, as you lie on your back, you're going to kick one foot up. So I'm going to kick my right foot up first. You're going to loop the towel over your foot, and then you're just going to hold either side of your blanket or towel. So from this angle, it looks like this, right? And then from here, you can just gently flex your toes back, drop your shoulders. So I like to have my blanket long enough that my elbows touch the floor. That way I'm not like tensed up here. And then we're just going to hold and breathe. And that's it, right? It's a pretty simple posture. You're just stretching the back of your Achilles and calf while you let your upper body relax. To get a deeper stretch, right, you can pull the towel or blanket or whatever sort of prop you're using. You can pull that closer to you so that your thigh comes closer, like your quadricep comes closer to your abdomen, right? Or to loosen the stretch, you can bring your foot further away from your chest. And then we're just going to hang out here, hold and breathe for a full minute. Notice where you might be holding on to some unnecessary tension in your body. See if you can just let that go. So again, a great way to stretch out the back of the leg without really forcing or pushing yourself. Just a nice stretch, never a point of pain. From here, you're gonna, if you have your right foot kicked up, you're gonna put both ends of your blanket or towel into your left hand. So the opposite hand from the foot. So again, I have my right leg up, so I'm holding my blanket and towel in my left hand. You're gonna bring your right hand out to the right, and then start to lift your right hip and off the floor and roll your right foot down to the left side body. So again, your foot's still in that loop. Eventually, right, you could theoretically hold on to your foot with your hand in all of these postures, but when you make your arm a little bit longer with the towel or a mat, it both takes some of the necessary, words are hard. It takes away a little bit of the pressure, so it's not quite as deep of a stretch, but it also allows your body to relax more, right? You don't have to contract your quadricep muscle here. So just let your legs relax. This is also a nice spine twist. Try to keep your right shoulder on the floor. You can keep the back of your head on the floor or look to the right, so right ear towards the floor. So spine twist, right? We're also, with the right leg long, we're stretching the right IT band, stretching the outer right thigh. It's also good for digestion, right? Twisting the abdominal wall. If you ever have a stomach ache or eat something or too much that does not agree well with your stomach, do some spine twists. They're really good for relieving pain in the stomach. And then just let yourself hang out, breathing here for a minute. If mind is wandering, just returning to your breath, maybe matching your exhale breath with your inhale. Okay, if you're looking over your right shoulder, roll your head back to center, and then you can grab your blanket or towel with both hands, and with the help of your hands, roll your right hip back down, release the blanket or towel from your foot, slowly lower your right leg down. You can bend your right knee, put your foot on the floor, and then arms and legs down for a nice Savasana. And if lying on your back with your legs straight does not feel good to your back, at any point in class where we're lying like this, you're welcome to either place a small blanket or pillow under your lower back or bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor and your knees rest together. Both of those options will take pressure off of the lumbar spine. Okay, let's do the other side. Grabbing that prop again. This time, kick your left leg up or the opposite foot. Flex your left toes back, hook your blanket, towel, etc. over your left foot, and then just pull down a little bit. Let your right leg relax, head on the floor. You might notice, right, this side feels different. Same way that, maybe one side of your shoulder is a little tighter than the other. It's often true with like our calves, our Achilles, our knees. And throughout class, when you notice an incongruency in your body, right, you might know why, like a surgery or an injury or an illness or like how you sleep or, what shoulder you wear your purse on, right? You might know why you're a little bit incongruent, or you might have had no idea until now, like, wow, my left calf is way tighter than my right calf. And that's a good place to be as well, right? So we're just kind of learning more about ourselves, which is pretty cool, right? I really value lifelong learning. And I think that yoga is a really wonderful place for adults to learn, right? We're learning how to listen to ourselves better. We're learning how to be more compassionate with ourselves, more patient with ourselves. And by extension, then we learn how to be better listeners to others, more compassionate and patient with others as well. Okay, from here, you're going to take both sides of your prop in your right hand. Take your left arm out to the side, perpendicular to the body. Lift your left hip off the floor and bring your right foot down towards the floor. Or pardon me, left foot down towards the floor. And it might not touch the floor today, right? That's okay. But again, the idea is the left leg stays long and you just hold on to your blanket or pillow a little bit there so that the foot is slightly supported. Stretching the left IT band, outer left thigh. Try to keep left shoulder on the floor. You can keep the back of your head on the floor or look to your left, maybe left ear towards the floor. Relax your jaw, relaxing the abdomen, the shoulders, the chest. Just enjoy the spine twists. Enjoy the gentle stretch to the outer thigh. And doesn't need to be the deepest spine twist or deepest IT band stretch of all time. Right? Just going back to what it is you want restored in your life and kind of working from there. See if there's one more part of your body that you can relax. If you're looking over your left shoulder, roll your head back to center. And then maybe hold on to your blanket with both hands for extra support. Slowly roll your left hip back down to the floor. Release that prop from your foot. Bend your left leg, left foot on the floor. Arms and legs down, puddle pose, let that one go. Bend your legs so your feet are on the floor if they're not already. Gently roll off to one side. Place your hand on the floor and press yourself up. Make your way into a seated position. Next, we're going to do a very supported child's pose. You're gonna grab some pillows. And for all the postures where we use pillows, I'm gonna encourage you to play around with different pillow proportions so you can add or remove pillows at the top of it. And from here, you're gonna come into tabletop position, feet together, open your knees. For child's pose, if you find that your hips do not sink down towards your heels, you can also place blankets or pillows in between your hamstrings and calves so that there's extra padding there so that you get support, as many as you want. And from here, you're just gonna fold forward with a few pillows, however many you want, underneath your chest so that you're not coming all the way down. You're welcome to bend your elbows out and maybe look to one side. You can also bring your arms forward with your forehead on your pillow, or if having the arms forward or even bent doesn't feel good to your shoulders, you can also have your arms down by your side. So again, take a moment here playing around with how many pillows and blankets you want. You can add or remove as you see fit. Have a little bit of fun. And then when you're ready, you're going to come into your child's pose, and we're just going to hold here for 3 minutes. And again, this isn't necessarily about like getting the deepest stretch. It's really just about allowing yourself to feel supported. And if you are looking to one side here at the halfway mark, I'll tell you to look to the other side so that both sides stretch. So in this posture, you're getting a nice stretch through the toes, ankles, knees. And I should also add, if any of those areas are sensitive, you could roll up your mat or place a little bit of a blanket underneath your ankles or your knees so that's supported. Right, you're stretching the inner thighs, opening through the hips, and then lengthening through your spine. And of course, there's child's pose, variations that don't use any props, but the idea in restorative yoga is that we're really just allowing ourselves to be held up, especially in a world and in a culture that's really individualistic and really about self-sufficiency. Sometimes we don't want to ask for any help, like not even help from like a pillow, right, or a blanket. And so this is a gentle place to start, like allowing yourself to feel supported. Right, so just sinking into the floor, using your props to really help yourself be held up. And then just turning inward, going towards your breath, in and out through the nose. If you're looking to one side, you can gently lift your head and look to the other side so the other part of your neck gets a stretch. Take a slow inhale through your nose. Feel the backs of your ribs expand. And a slow exhale through your nose, just feeling your ribs gently contract. As you're ready, you're going to look forward, place your hands on the floor close to your shoulders, and at your own pace, press yourself up. There's no rush. Okay, good. You're going to remove the pillows, just placing them off to the side. We'll use them again in a moment. And then turn, lie on your back. So we'll do a little Savasana in between postures here, right? Especially in that posture, you did cut off a little bit of circulation, right, towards the lower part of the body. So as you release into Savasana, you might feel a rush of blood towards your toes, right? Maybe some tingling in the feet. You might notice a shift in temperature. You might notice a part of your body like release or tense up. And you might also notice like an emotion get released, right? The same way that sometimes like a muscle will open up, sometimes too, like our heart space opens up a little bit, especially in hip openers, those can release some emotion. So if at any point in yoga class, you feel a sudden urge to like laugh or cry or like, you know, some sort of emotion comes up, just remember that that's normal and just return to your breath in and out through the nose. Okay, continuing on our theme of being supported. Place your feet on the floor again, roll off to one side, no rush. Press yourself up. And we're gonna bring those pillows, couple different size pillows back. So you're gonna sit forward with your pillows to one side of you. So I'm facing you and my pillows are on my right hip. So that's how I will teach it, but you can sit either way. You're gonna want basically somewhat of a large pillow for your side torso, and then another pillow or two for your head so that your head doesn't hang off. From here, bend your legs so your feet are on the floor and start to come onto your side. If you are a side sleeper like I am, this will feel somewhat familiar. So your hip is on the floor, but the torso is over the pillow. From here, you can bring your bottom arm, so for me, my right arm out to the right. And then if you'd like, you can either have your left hand down by your side, or for a deeper, like more of a stretch to the left shoulder, you can have your left arm forward. And again, don't be afraid to play around with different like pillow and blanket proportions here. The idea is you're gently stretching the left side rib cage, gently compressing the right side rib cage, but not going to a point of pain. And you don't want your head to hang all the way off the pillows, right? That's why you want pillow for your ear to rest on. And really make this your own. Right, okay, and then once you've found a shape that feels good to your body, you're just gonna hold and breathe for 3 minutes. And again, sometimes people conflate yin yoga and restorative yoga, and the postures can look an awful lot similar. But with yin yoga, the goal really is like to work into connective tissue, right? It really is about like releasing the physical body versus, to me at least, restorative yoga is more about like releasing the emotional body. You don't necessarily need like the deepest myofascial stretch of all time. It's just really about allowing yourself to feel supported and like, gosh, kind of an isolated world, right? It's nice to let yourself feel supported, even if it's just by like couple pillows and a few blankets, and right, remembering that you're practicing yoga with other people, which is such a joy. You're taking some time for yourself, which is wonderful. All you have to do is breathe to your nose. Okay. If your left arm is long overhead, you're going to slowly draw that left hand outside of your shoulder. If your right arm is through, which is a great like shoulder deltoid stretch, you're basically going to push your left hand into the floor, unthread that needle, and then from here, start to turn towards your pillow so that your right hip stays on the floor, but now your abdomen is coming down towards the pillow. You can readjust here if you need, again, you want a pillow for your head. You can either have your head face down in the pillow, which does not work for my face proportions, but does for some folks. So you can have your head face down, or you can, if you're on your right side, look to your right. This is just another gentle spine twist. In our last spine twist, we were on our back, right? We used a towel or a blanket to stretch the outer thigh. And in this spine twist, we're on our abdomen. We're just going to hold here for 2 more minutes. And I should mention, if at any point in class you're just like, you know, doze off, that's okay too. Sometimes what we really need is a nap, and yoga is like a great excuse to take a nap. So if you ever fall asleep, it would be my honor. Otherwise, just gently twisting your spine as you breathe through your nose. See if you can relax just a little deeper. If you're looking to one side, gently lift your head, look forward. Place your hands on the floor on either sides of your shoulders. Gently press yourself back up. Ooh, remove those pillows. Lie on your back. Back into our Savasana, our rebound, just resetting. Right. You're on the right side of your body for a while. Now you're just letting both sides of the body stretch out and realign. Okay. Once again, at your own pace, you're going to make your way into a seated position. If you roll off to one side, maybe roll off to the side you haven't rolled off to yet. We will do the other side. So you're going to sit forward. So this time I'm going to have my pillows. So sitting forward, I'm going to have my pillows on towards my left hip. And keep in mind, right, that because this side might feel different, it might necessitate like different proportions of pillows and blankets and all that stuff. So don't be afraid to play around. And once again, you're going to have a pillow for your head, a pillow for underneath your left ribs, right? Maybe a pillow for your hand to rest on. Bend your legs, feet on the floor, gently bringing the left knee down to the floor. And slowly lie down. You can have your left arm underneath you if that feels good. Your right arm overhead, or maybe right hand down, right? Either way. We're gonna hold here for 3 minutes. I can find my timer. Okay, great. Again, you can take a moment to notice how this side might feel a little different or the same. Take a moment to play around with whatever proportion of blankets and pillows you need. And then just find your way into some stillness and breath. Again, you can close your eyes, you can take a nap. On this side, I just found that having my right arm overhead was a little bit too much for my shoulders. So I'm gonna have my arm down. And if at any point you're realizing like this posture is not sustainable, remember that you don't have to like stay and suffer in silence, right? Can move around, grab a prop, remove a prop, and then just find your way back into your stillness. Maybe returning towards what it is that you want restored in your life. And just practicing there, working from that space. Okay. If your right arm is overhead, slide your hand back towards your face, towards your shoulder. And if your left arm is out, you're going to press your right hand into the floor, gently unthread that needle, and turn your abdomen towards your pillow. You might have to adjust a little bit. Then you can look down with your forehead on a pillow, or if you're on your left side body, look to the right. And we're going to hold here for 2 minutes. Just a gentle abdominal spine twist. Might also feel a little bit of, or a lot of a stretch to the left hip, left side seat, never a point of pain. Hold and breathe. Breathe and relax. Relax into stillness. Notice where you're still holding on. Just let go. Even if it's just for a breath or two, just really allow yourself to be supported. If you're looking to one side, gently lift your head, look forward, bend your arms, place your hands on the floor on either sides of your shoulders. Press yourself up with control, sitting up nice and tall. Can remove those pillows, lie on your back, letting everything reset. Okay, once again, making your way into a seated position. No rush. This time, you're gonna turn, place some pillows behind you. So you're gonna have your back to the pillows. And for this, we're gonna use pillows for a supported back bend. So the idea here is you'll want your butt on the floor with some pillows for underneath your back. And then once again, a pillow for your head so that your head doesn't hang all the way off. And don't be afraid to play around here. The more pillows you stack under the middle back, the deeper back bend you'll have. So just keep that in mind. You're just gonna play around with that shape. Okay. From here, you're gonna bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor. And I'm gonna give you a couple options for the lower body. You can just keep your knees bent with your feet on the floor. You can also straighten your legs. Or third option, you can start to open your knees so it's also a hip opener and the soles of your feet come together. So 3 options, again, knees bent with feet on the floor, legs straight, or knees bent out to the side, soles of the feet touch. For the upper body, for the arms, you can have your arms out to the side, a big expansive gesture. You can bend your elbows and cactus your arms like goalposts. You could also place hands like over chest or abdomen, right, or on your hips. And we're gonna hold here and breathe for 4 minutes. Easy. And if what you're doing already feels like too much of a back bend, right, you can remove pillows, you can add pillows, even place a blanket over you. There's tons of back bends in yoga, and back bends in general, right, they're healing, especially in a world where we tend to hunch forward a lot. Back bends are really good for healing back pain. They're also good for opening, stretching the front of the body. They're good like emotional tension releasers. So we often like hold tension in our chest and our hips. So you might find that emotions are coming up while you're doing this. And again, there's tons of back bends in yoga, but this one for restorative yoga is wonderful because you're not standing or kneeling, right? You're lying down and you're using props for the back bend. So rather than you having to rely on like balance or contracting muscles or whatever that is, right? You're truly just letting the floor hold you up, put some pillows underneath you, really gently compress the spine and gently stretch the front of the body. So you can really allow yourself to relax into the back bend and just enjoy the back bend, enjoy the heart opener. If your knees are out to the side, enjoy the hip opener, right? Notice where you might be forcing yourself, pushing yourself, or where you might be holding on to tension. Really just start to melt into the posture, sink into the breath. Just allow yourself to feel held. So for your reference, we have about a minute left. Give yourself permission just to relax and breathe. Okay, let's be slow and intentional with how we come out of this one. So if your legs are straight, you're going to bend your legs so that your feet are on the floor. If your knees are apart in a hip opener, I'm going to actually place my hands on my outer thighs for a little help. And you're going to slowly bring your knees up so that your feet are on the floor. So now everyone should have legs bent, feet on the floor. You're going to squeeze your butt, push your feet into the floor, lift your hips, and remove one pillow from under your back. And if you have multiple pillows under your back, you're going to do that again, repeating until the pillows are out from under you. And for our final Savasana, I'm going to encourage you, if you'd like, you can keep a pillow under your head. And from here, if you want, you can actually place some pillows under your legs. Or if you have like a couch nearby or a wall nearby, you're also welcome to kick your feet up onto that couch, that table, chair, or wall. Otherwise, just placing some pillows, as many as you want, underneath your bent legs so that your feet are a little elevated. You can place a blanket over you if you want. Really make this your own. And once you have arranged props to your desire, right, maybe with your feet a little bit higher than your head, we're just going to have a full 4 minutes here to relax in a final resting position. So you did that back bend, right? Now you're feeling your back on the floor. When your legs are a little elevated, it's really good for lowering blood pressure, for anxiety. And on top of that, right, maybe just having a blanket over you or even a pillow under your head can just feel like a treat. I know a lot of you through 26 and 2 yoga, which is a very, I mean, on the one hand, right, it's hot yoga, so there is some sort of, I guess, quote unquote gimmick to it, but it's pretty sparse, right? We don't use a lot of props. It's usually just like you and a yoga mat versus in this style of yoga, right? Make it like as fun as you want, make it fancy. You can have pillows underneath you, blankets on top of you, right? You can kick your feet up, make it your own. And then just let it all go and breathe. Take an inhale through your nose, feel your chest rise. Exhale through your nose, feel your chest fall. Breathe in. And slowly empty out. Whatever it is that you chose as something you'd like restored, again, whether it's joy or peace or creativity, whatever it is, just take a moment here to really breathe into that. Maybe repeating that word in your head, or just holding on to that feeling in your heart. As you intentionally breathe in and out through the nose. In a minute, we're going to transition into some optional journaling time. So as I mentioned at the beginning of class, once a month, I offer like optional 15-minute journaling after yoga class. I find that often after yoga, I'm both at my most honest and my most compassionate and my most creative, most open, right? So it's a nice time to kind of write some things down. If you don't want to write, but you do want to listen, you're welcome to just kind of hang out in Savasana and listen. Or if you have somewhere else that you need to get to, I totally understand. You can silently show yourself out of the Zoom room. Otherwise, you can kind of kick your pillows and blankets off to the side at your own rate. No rush. Stretch out in whatever way feels good for you. And then when you're ready, you can make your way into a seated position. If you have water nearby, you can grab some water. If you need to grab paper and pen, feel free. Okay. And some things to keep in mind as you're journaling is there's no right or wrong way to do this, and nobody else is going to read this, so you can say whatever you want. Could even, like, if you have a safe way to burn it, you could burn it or rip it up afterwards or whatever it is, right? So it truly is just for you. There's nothing that you need to like prove to me or any or like the journaling gods or whatever that is, right? It's just some time for you to like reflect and get to know yourself a little bit better. Okay. So we always start out with a very simple journaling prompt of writing down 20 things that you're grateful for. Can be people, places, things, experiences, sensations. And I find that gratitude is just like a really wonderful practice to have in general. If you're into Oprah, Oprah has said keeping a gratitude journal is like the most life-changing thing she's ever done. Like that is the number one thing in her life that has made a difference. Doesn't have to be for you, but anytime I'm feeling a little bit down, it's always just nice to pause and go like, wow, I'm so grateful for that tree over there or that clear sky or this person in my life or whatever it is. Okay. Next, today is the last day of August, and we're also in the middle of our last moon cycle for summer, right? So this is both the end of the month of August, and we are nearing the end of our summer season. So our first, or our second prompt, I should say, after gratitude is just reflecting on the month that has passed. So reflecting on August. What do you know now that you didn't know at the beginning of this month? So what have you learned in the last month? What do you know now? It could be about yourself or about something else. What do you know now that you didn't know at the beginning of this month? You are welcome to continue with that prompt or following that theme. Are there themes that you've seen in the month of August? Are there any themes that in your life that have come up? Whether it could be like a song or a word or a person or a lesson that you've learned. And expanding past the month of August to the whole summer season, are there any themes that you've seen in this season of your life and the summer of 2021? Any themes that have come up for you in the last few months? And then going back to our initial prompt, what do you know now that you didn't know at the beginning of summer? And again, this can be about yourself, or it can also be something that you learned, maybe a person that you know now that you didn't know at the beginning of summer. What do you know now that you did not at the beginning of this summer season? Are there any sensations that you associate with summer? Doesn't have to be just this summer, but summer in general. Any association? So, for example, baseball or ice cream, right? Or whatever that is. Sensations that you associate with summer, sensations of summer. And looking to the changing season, the season ahead, our fall, our autumnal season, are there any sensations that you associate with fall? Or like, pumpkin spice lattes or Halloween or crunchy leaves underfoot? Any sensations of fall? Thinking back to around this time, this change of season, change of month last year, what's something that you wish you could have told yourself around this time last year? So what would you tell the summer August transition 2020 version of yourself? And last but not least, as we look to a new month, I'm going to invite you to write down a word, a phrase, a sentence, or a mantra that speaks to you. It's something that you can either metaphorically or literally put into your back pocket, something to carry with you for the month of September. So a word, a phrase, a mantra, a sentence, maybe a lyric from a song, or a quote that speaks to you that you'd like to carry with you for this next month. For the sake of time, we'll start to wrap up. These are all prompts that you can return to at any point. Again, I do this once a month. And if something particularly spoke to you, whether it was gratitude or kind of reflecting about what you know now that you didn't know at the beginning of the month, something like that, keep in mind that you can always come back to these prompts, or you're welcome to keep writing about them. And again, I just find that sometimes putting things on paper helps get them off of your chest. And sometimes particularly doing that after yoga is a nice time when you can really be open and honest with yourself. That phrase or mantra that you wrote at the end, you're welcome to, again, like rip it out and put it in your wallet. You could write it on a sticky note and put it on your mirror. You can keep it by your bedside or just hold on to it in your heart and return to it whenever you need a little bit of a pep talk and some self-love in life. Thank you all so much for joining. Happy end of August, happy beginning of September. It is great to be here with all of you, and I hope to practice yoga with you soon. Bye, friends.